Good morning, YouTubers. Well, I just wanted to say to y'all, sorry about the videos the other day. Kind of got interrupted a couple times there. Just one of them deals. I didn't have my phone on mute, and I apologize for ringing and then cutting it off like I did, having to do 2 videos there. I hope you guys got some kind of content out of it. I just kind of wanted to talk with you guys this morning about just a couple different things. It's funny, I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and we got to talking about the videos and things, and he's been watching them. And we was talking on how there's so many Snap-on haters out there, and he's turned wrenches all of his life. And, you know, like he said, he didn't have a problem with somebody borrowing his tools, but he had a gentleman that borrowed some tools and had lost one of them. And the guy come back and brought him a cheap Harbor Freight tool, which his was a Snap-on. He's always had Snap-on, you know. He said all of his life, you know, he bought them once. You know, that's the kind of way he believed, and you buy them once and you'll have them forever. And he, you know, he told the gentleman, he said, well, you need to find a Snap-on truck and buy what you lost. And that's any mechanic. For you new guys out there that's got tools and you borrow something that's somebody's, like a Snap-on tool, you need to replace it with a Snap-on. If it's a Craftsman, you need to go buy a Craftsman tools. And I think that's what I'm trying to let y'all know this morning. I'm not trying to preach to you or anything, but, you know, it's aggravating if I go out and spend $20, $30 on a tool. I don't mind you using my tools, but if you lose the tool, I expect you to replace it with what you lost it with, not a tool that's comparable, or that you think that, well, I'll just go out here and buy a wrench. Well, you know, I've seen fights occur over a dang tool, and, you know, a lot of that is, you know, some of us old timers, we know what the Snap-on tools are. You know, we support our local Snap-on guys, our local Mac guys, our local, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, you guys have to understand, and I'm saying you guys, but you just have to understand that, you know, a lot of us take pride in our tools, our toolboxes. You know, I've had guys that I've walked over and, you know, they be pounding something on the top of my box, you know, and they don't understand why I get so upset. But, you know, I paid good money for that box. You know, if you want to go hammer on your box, that's fine. But it's just one of them things, it's out of respect. You don't just go and get into a guy's box and help yourself. And I've seen a couple of the younger ones when I worked in a factory do that. And they're like, oh, well, it's just tools. Well, no, it's not. And I've seen some old timers go over there and, you know, tell them, hey, I'm going to break your fingers next time you get in the box. And I'm not beating this in a bad, in a hateful way. It's just, I thought it should be something that's said, and we was talking about it the other day, and me and a buddy was talking about it, and like he said, the gentleman brought him a cheap-ass tool back to replace his Snap-on. And the guy couldn't understand why he was so upset, because he lost the tool. And it's just, I thought I'd throw it out there. I don't know if anybody's ever talked about it. There's a lot of times that, you know, people are afraid to say anything to anybody about it. And it just, it's kind of aggravating because, you know, as me owning my own business, I have to purchase a lot of specialty tools. And every now and then, you know, I find that, you know, other people that I have helping me come into the shop, and they don't treat the tool the way I treat it. You know, I've got special tools or special screwdrivers that, you know, I use for hammering on. You know, I don't use my snap-on ones. And I understand you have tools are to be used, but, you know, there's within reason. If you pay $100 for a set of screwdrivers, you're not going to want somebody to go out there and take a claw hammer or something and be beating on it, you know, to get in, or go to pry and to get into a container or something, wood container or something. And that's what I'm just trying to say, guys. Kind of respect other people's tools. You know, I know a lot of mechanics that won't even let you buy their tools. They don't, you know, they won't let you borrow them. They won't let you even near their box. And I understand, because, you know, that's an investment. You know, that's their livelihood. I know several people that, you know, have in the past, I had a gentleman that I worked with that somebody had stole his tools. And, you know, the ones of us in the shop that had a couple extra or whatever, you know, we try to help him out and, you know, put it into the pouch or something to where he could at least do a job. But, you know, he was tore up. You know, it was like, you know, losing a loved one or something. And I'm maybe exaggerating there a little bit, but it's just one of them things that you just need to respect other people's property or other people's tools. And if you tear a tool up, or if you lose a tool, be a man and go out, even if it costs you money, and buy that guy the tool that you lost or whatever. And, you know, it's going to show that you've got a little bit of pride in yourself and that. And like I said, I've had a couple younger ones tell me that, oh, it's no big deal, you know. And yeah, it is a big deal. And if you want a little bit of respect in turning wrenches and things, that's one thing that that's number one rule, is you don't touch guys' tools. And if you lose it, you buy him and replace what you lost. I mean, that's the bottom line. There's just no getting around it. Like I said, there's been many a times that, you know, I just hated it that I, you know, broke a guy's screwdriver. And I've even went to a point to where I've had to go to the Snap-on truck and get a guy a new screwdriver. Luckily, I could trade it in, and that's why I pay a little more money for it. But I tell the guy, hey, if that's a Snap-on, let me take it to my Snap-on guy, and I'll see if he'll. And I'll usually tell the Snap-on guy, hey, I tore this up for a friend. You know, it's broke. You know, I didn't buy it off the truck, or he didn't get it, but I'm the one that tore it up. So, you know, can you? And if you explain to him that way, I think you'll get more respect from your Snap-on guy. You'll get more respect from the guy that you tore the tool up from. He's going to respect you because you at least went out there and you done what it took to get him a new tool. And that's the whole bottom line right there. You know, if you can't respect the guy's tools or respect the guy's box, you really don't need to be in the business of turning wrenches, because it's all about respect, in my opinion. You know, we have a tendency to, or I think some people take us for granted. You know, the guys that are turning wrenches and that, you know, they can make or break you, especially in a factory, even your automobile. If your automobile's not running and that, you're not going to be able to go to work and make any money. And that's the whole thing, guys. I'm not trying to preach to you or say that, you know, this is the golden rule. It's just, I feel that sometimes there's people out there that really don't understand the excuse me, well, the respect and stuff that you need to give some of these mechanics, some of the people that, that turn wrenches and things. I just don't feel we get enough respect in that aspect. And I kind of wanted to throw it out there this morning. And, I understand, some of the, and I hate to say this, but some of the younger generations don't understand, why things are the way they are. You need to respect other people's stuff. And, I've paid good money for tools and that, and not have them for very long. And we had a younger guy that worked with us, and a lot of us knew. I don't know if he knew that he was doing it, because I'd watched him a couple times. He would work on something, he'd get a wrench out of your box. Next thing you know, it was over on his box, and you'd go over and try to get the tool. And all of my tools I had initialed and things. And it just seemed like oh no, I got that out of my box. And I was like, no, I seen you get it out of my box. I seen you work on the item on top of my box. And then you went over to your box and set it down. And, if you'll look on there, it's got my initials on it. And it was just things like that that would aggravate me. I got to the point when I worked around him, I just never let him get near my tools or my box, because I don't know if he meant to do it or if he was just one of them that, I won't go there, because that would be, I'd be accusing somebody of something. It's just the fact that I knew that other guys would have some of their tools and things come up missing, and I've seen a couple of them tell him straight out, I'll break your fingers next time you get in my box. And, I just don't want for you newer mechanics and things to go out there and be surprised at, the way a mechanic treats you, especially if you go into a shop or something to where the guy is, he's already been there, he's been there 15, 20 years. And you go into a shop where you're the new guy and that, and you go over and start borrowing tools and things, they have a tendency of getting a little bit irate with you. And, the old rule, I don't know if a lot of you know it, if you borrow it more than 3 times, you really need to buy it. And a lot of mechanics believe that. It's no really big deal. I don't have a problem if somebody don't have the money or whatever, but be the first to admit to yourself that turning wrenches is going to be your livelihood, and that's the whole deal. I don't know. I just thought I should throw it out there. I hate that I'm sounding like I'm preaching, but I just kind of wanted to throw it out there this morning. I haven't seen anybody do any YouTube videos on the tool part of, borrowing tools and things. I mean, I've seen guys say, you borrow it 3 times, you should buy it or whatever. But, and I'm, if it's something that is a specialty tool and you don't use it that much, and if I have it, I'm not going to hesitate to let you borrow it. But the only thing I'm telling you guys, if you tear it up, lose it, whatever, either tell me or replace it with what I've already bought, or just man up and tell me, hey, I broke that, can I give you a couple bucks or whatever. And I think the guy would respect you more in that aspect than if you just hand it back and then I go to use it the next time and it's broke. That's going to make me mad worse than, if you'd have manned up and told me, hey, I broke that, but man, right now, my funds are, and most of the time, if it's a snap-on, I can take it to the snap-on guy and tell him, hey, this got broke. I let somebody borrow it, and that's why I buy the snap-on tools. Um, you can do it with Craftsman tools. I've had guys break, a ratchet of mine, and I've took and got the ratchet fixed. But with your cheaper tools and things, you're not so apt to get a warranty on, and that's what I'm just trying to tell you guys. You get what you pay for. Same way with the boxes. I spent a lot of money on boxes over the years, and I've got Harbor Freight, I've got Home Depot, I've got Craftsman. I mean, I've had them all, and I still have 3 boxes at the house that I have some of my older tools in. Personally, I like the Craftsman I like the Snap-on because my Snap-on guy comes weekly here at the business, and if I break something, I don't have to run all over town and wasting an hour, 2 hours to get, I know he's coming every Thursday, so if I've got a tool that's tore up, I hand him one, he hands me one back. Same way with my gear wrench guy. He's just, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like gear wrench tools. I've got a buddy that, I wouldn't buy that crap. Well, that's your opinion. My gear wrench guy comes to the shop here. I don't ever have any trouble with him because I think we've built a good relationship there. And he understands. He was a mechanic. He's tore up tools. And I think that's the whole thing. You need to build a relationship with your Snap-on or your gear wrench guy or Matco, whatever it is. Don't just take him a wrench and say, here you go. I want a new one. That's a piece of junk, and I've seen guys do that. And a lot of times they'll get defensive. And, if I owned a truck, I would too, treat me with a little bit of respect. And I guess that's the main thing. Just respect your, gear wrench guys, your Snap-on guys, the guy out to Sears, they're just there doing a job. And it's not always, they deal with people day in and day out, and I can tell you I've been a total ass, excuse the terminology, towards different people because things didn't go quite my way. But sometimes I have to step back and say, hey, maybe I come in there with an attitude and he's seen the attitude, and so he's going to automatically put up a defense mechanism. And I think that's the whole thing I'm trying to get across. Be a little bit respectful to your guys that are doing this because they may have had a bad day. They may have a loved one or a family member that's sick or ill or, that they've lost. So I guess I've talked enough this morning. I just kind of want to throw that out there to you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching my videos. I'll try to do one maybe later on this afternoon. Do the gear wrench Thursday part. I didn't make it to the morning brew. I got a rough start this morning, so we'll just wing it from here today. Like, share, comment, subscribe. God bless, and have a great day. And we'll see you later on this afternoon. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.